Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel once again. And today we have another mock interview with Miss Momna Ali. And I hope you're going to learn a lot through this mock interview and have the feeling how the interview is conducted and feel yourself in the same position. If you really want to take part in mock interviews, you can check the link below and I will share the booking slots for mock interviews and we can go through a mock interview together, hopefully in the future before your actual Chevening interviews. So I'm going to start our interview. I hope you're enjoying it along the way. So, Momna Ali, I've muted you. You can unmute yourself. Welcome to the Chevening interview. I hope you are ready and your environment is also ready. You have a calm environment without any noises and good internet connection. And if you are relaxed and ready to proceed, please let me know.
Yes, please continue.
That's very good. So let's start our interview. My name is Sirat Haidari. I am a Chevening alumni. I practice law in the UK and in Germany, and I continue working in my field as well as volunteering, helping others participating in these prestigious scholarships. So I will start asking you questions. I hope your answers are short and precise to take full advantage of time. So the first question is, please talk about yourself and introduce yourself in simple words.
Okay, my name is Momna Ali and I am living in Mirpur. It's a small city of Azad Kashmir, which is an independent state of Pakistan. Currently, I am working as a psychologist in a medical college as well as its teaching hospital. So my job basically includes teaching behavioral sciences to undergraduate medical students. Also, I am their counselor. Besides that, in the hospital, I see patients and basically practice my psychological or counseling skills. If I talk about my education, I did my BSc in home economics. After that, I did my MSc in human development and family studies, which is very much related to psychology and all about studying human development, beginning from birth till old age. Then I did my MSc in applied psychology because of my greater interest in studying human psychology at a further higher level. That's all.
Excellent. That's very good. So now we are going into details. Can you please talk about your education background? Where did you start it? When did you graduate it? And how was your education and why you selected this field?
Okay. As I said, that I did my graduation in the subject home economics. I would like to share my own personal experience of this school education life. As everybody asked children, what is your favorite subject? When discussion was asked to me, I used to say, no, nothing, because I didn't like any of the subjects I was studying in school. At that time I was not aware of psychology. I just knew that I want to study something different from the rest. As everybody was focused on computer or either engineering, maths, physics, chemistry, I was not interested in any of them. So that was the crucial point. But anyhow, I found out about home economics, which actually focus on several subjects. At that time, I had a plan to do foods and nutrition and become a dietitian or maybe nutritionist after graduation. So what happened when I was in my first year, I was offered psychology as one of the major courses. So that was the time when I came to know that, okay, what I wanted to study my whole life was actually psychology. So that was the point where I shifted my interest towards from foods and nutrition to psychology. Then I continued to study it and that was the point where I did MSc in human development, not psychology, because at that time I was very much, I would say that I was very dependent and didn't want to leave my home and go somewhere else for my education. So considering the options I had available in my city, I pursued my MSc in human development, which is also a major subject of home economics. After that, I did few internships in educational sector with special children, normal children, etc. But that was not sufficient. I wanted to study more. I wanted to experience more. That actually pushed me to go for the psychology. And during that time period, I came to know about the counseling and the profession in counseling. So that led me to apply for MSc Psychology. And that's how I studied psychology. And I am very much passionate about this subject because it has personally helped me to, groom myself, analyze myself, my strengths, weaknesses. And I have literally applied the concepts of psychology on myself. I have worked over myself and I have changed into a completely different person. The way I used to, like, dependent, very emotional, weak. I was very poor in managing stress and all, but now it's completely different. Yeah.
That's excellent. So, and now can you talk about your work as well, work, like during your studies, if you have had any internships and after you graduated? And before that, can you please tell me when did you graduated and then how did you start to work in this field?
I completed my last master's in 2019. During that time period, obviously my subject requires internship in the clinical or maybe drug rehabilitation centers or any rehabilitation center. So I did internship with my other classmates. The first internship was in the drug rehabilitation center. It was a very challenging experience to deal with the drug addicts. After that, when I finished my master's, I started internship in the public hospital in my city. I was doing internship in the psychiatry department. After that, I got an opportunity to do work with an NGO. Actually, in 2019, my city got struck with a massive earthquake, and it caused really huge damage. So many, it's a small city. Normally, we do not have any international NGOs working in the city, but after earthquake, after any natural disaster, usually NGOs, they approach people to provide aid and all. So it was an international NGO named the Handicap International. It is a French NGO. They were recruiting psychologists basically because they had a project providing psychosocial support to earthquake victims. At that time, I was working in the hospital and had my contacts with several doctors. So he basically referred me to that NGO and he told me that there's an opportunity, and that's how I got that opportunity. I was selected. There was a whole team of psychologists. This provided me a chance to connect with many other psychologists who belong to different cities of Pakistan. After that project, I realized that there's a huge need of psychological support or any sort of clinic in this area because I was exposed to a number of individuals who are suffering from mental health disorders, but they are unaware of them, or either have a fear of being stigmatized by mental disorder. That is why they don't approach to consultants and psychologists or psychiatrists. That led me to another project of my own, which I actually established a clinic. It was just an experimental project. It is now closed. So simultaneously, I started a job in where I am currently working. It is a medical college, as I said, and it has a teaching hospital affiliated with it. This job has basically provided me to work simultaneously at both academic and clinical sites. And this is actually my major goal in life, that I want to stay connected in academic as well as in the clinical side. My field demands to, obviously it has demand in both educational and clinical sectors. So I pursued my job because I thought in the short period of time, I would be able to get a maximum exposure, and I would obviously experience my potential, that where I am suitable, whether in clinical or in academic. Yeah, so and still I'm working, and it's been more than 2 years now.
Excellent. So currently you're involved in academia and also working in your field. So what's
Yes.
the future plan? So do you want to stick to the same thing just in the area where you are currently living, or you have goals to move to bigger cities in the future? And what's your plan?
Okay, I would like to explain my plan in a very systematic way. First of all, my major goal or my major target of life is to serve in academics, to improve the education system in Pakistan, as well as to contribute in the mental health of my community. So for that, I have to stay in touch with the academics, like in the university or educational sector, as well as in the hospital, clinics, or even the research institutes where they're working towards the interventions of psychological disorders, etc. So for that, I have to complete my 18 years of education, which is why I have applied in the UK. After that, I will be able to apply for the post of lecturer, as right now I am equivalent to junior lecturer. So I will be able to, apply in the university as the lecturer of psychology. So that will obviously will help me to get closer to my major target of staying connected with the academics. So this is my short-term goal, which I will do right after coming back, that I will apply in the universities as in the same institute where I'm working, obviously, as well as in the other institute, and I'll see from where I get the opportunity. Also, I will utilize my evening time working with the psychiatrists or other psychologists in the clinical setup and hospitals. It will obviously keep me connected with practicing my all knowledge and skills that I will learn from my study in the UK. For meeting a goal, I would say that I will be more focused on research publications. I want to supervise my students, and whatever I will learn from the course I have applied. The course is basically more related to research techniques, advanced laboratory experiments related to brain imaging and neurostimulation techniques that help to, study emotions and decision-making perception at neurological level. So it is a more deeper level, and this type of advanced study is not offered yet in Pakistan. So I will definitely contribute to inculcate that knowledge and experience into course curriculum and teach my students and prepare them for this type of specialization, which I am intended to do. While obviously preparing them, supervising students, research students, I will work on my own publication, and then I will apply for the doctorate in clinical psychology. Again, doctorate in clinical psychology is not yet offered in Pakistan. Here we have PhD that is totally focused on research, but not the clinical training. I want to go more into the clinical training. So I have already decided where I will apply again in the UK. That is why I have applied in this Master's of Cognitive Neuroscience, which will help me or, build a strong foundation to pursue later my doctorate. As far as long-term goals are concerned, I have obviously, as I said, that I will be, after coming back as a clinical psychologist, after completing my PhD doctorate in clinical psychology, I will be licensed to have my own clinic. So that is another, you can say, long-term goal, that I want to have my own clinic that will provide all the psychological support and help to the clinical population. Secondly, I will be able to have it the way I want, based on my exposure to the international platform, how they work in this field. It will obviously help me to, transform those skills and everything into my setup. Second, actually third, it's first is academic. Second is my own clinic to continue with the clinical side. And then third major goal, it is actually my dream project to establish an old home or a community center for elderly people in my city. The idea came when I was doing my first master's. I did research based on elderly people, that in old age, if people are more socially active, then they are even emotionally strong, and that leads to physical growth and development. So they all are connected. But what we usually see, or I have observed even in my own family, that children are settled in either out of city or out of country, and only parents are living alone here. They are very isolated, depressed, and I have seen all these things right in front of my eyes, I can say. Or so this has actually developed an urge in me to do something for them. And there is no center, there is no community place where they can gather, share their time, do any physical activity, nothing. Females, they stay at home. Males, they usually go out, but still there is no such place. So
I see.
spending my time.
You have a very long career plan, and you
Very
need to
long.
provide long
Okay.
explanations for it. I definitely do agree with you. Studying in the UK will expose you to, and you will learn a lot of materials and information regarding cognitive and neuroscience and also psychology field. But the important thing we, as the Chevening panel, have learned from you is that because you have been involved in psychosocial support in the NGO, and also you have worked for your community, and you are coming from a place which is a little bit isolated, not in the middle of the city. And the goal of the Chevening is to bring out young leaders in their communities. And we hope that once you have your master's degree in the UK, you return back to your area, like the same place you're living, so that you implement all your goals in here. Because sometimes the Cheveners, they return to their country and they have a very nice degree, and then they move to bigger cities in order to make more money. We hope that you get this scholarship and also return back to the same place and implement all your goals. So your career plan is outstanding. There's just one question that I would like to ask you. How important do you think, or how effective your work as an individual will be in your community? Do you think you can achieve all these goals and plans that you have already explained? Is it possible for you? Have you already done something to it, or what's the plan? You think that you're going to do it? I mean, is it really realistic or idealistic, the plans from your own point of view?
Yes, they are completely achievable and realistic. Talking about my education or my interest in academic side, that is obviously very, in fact, the most easiest one, which I will definitely try to achieve at first place. Getting a job in an educational sector, which will obviously be very easy for me after I come back, completing my 18 years of education. Secondly, as I said, that I did had established my own community center. Its name was Psych Health Center. While I was working with the NGO, I developed contacts with other psychologists. We used to go into the field, had really good exposure, worked with that international NGO and their team members, how they have created all. So it actually gave me an idea, and I initiated a project, talked to the other psychologists that let's establish a clinic or a center which will provide psychological services. That you all are psychologists. I'm also a junior psychologist, so I will be able to provide at least counseling or maybe personality assessment. We will help to at least contribute something to the community. And let's just see how community responds, because this is something which is not ever done before. It was a great challenge. So what we did, we were 4-5 psychologists. We earn really good money from that project in the international NGO, and we all invested that money into this project. I was only the local person, so I had to lead that project in so many sectors like marketing, getting a setup to create a clinic on rent, talking to or talk to many psychiatrists with whom I worked, that please, if any patient of yours who requires psychological services like counseling or anything else, do refer them to our clinic, as we have just started. So these networks that I developed during my work experience, it actually helped me in each and every stage. We also had to register that clinic into the with the help of a district health office of my district, Mirpur. So we had to, get write an application to get our center registered. It was not an easy process. I first time went to the court and I worked with the lawyer. And please tell me how to do the paperwork, as it was just for my first experience. But at first it was really challenging, as I have never done that before. But now, okay, so my after getting my paperwork done and whole thing, we started to get a good response. People started to approach us. So what happened in March 2022 when COVID-19 rose, and there was a very strict lockdown in my city, that we were not allowed to leave our home without any serious or any emergency. In that situation, nobody was coming, no patients, no money was not generating. We were out of budget. So that was the time where I had to take a decision. Along with obviously discussing with the other psychologists, and we decided that, okay, it was already an experimental project. It's okay if we are going to close it earlier than we expected because of the COVID. As we were out of budget, it was nearly impossible for us to run that project any longer. So we closed it. But with that experience, at least I know where to go, how to make a team, how to do the paperwork. And now I'm sure that when I will complete my doctorate and will become a clinical psychologist, then I will be able to start this sort of clinic again. Talking about my other project of, I have already talked to some people who have this sort of, organizations like in my city, there's an orphanage, there's a school where especially for orphans, and that person actually started with just 5 kids, and now it's very well known. In fact, his organization gets funds from the UK government. So I did talk to him about my project and how should I do, and I have a paperwork done. It's not that difficult. In fact, I think my connection with the Chevening and with the experience in the UK, and it will all help me to work towards this project, and it will be a charity-based project. So I think I will, with using this network, as Chevening is a really big network, I think I will be able to arrange charity or maybe funds or donations that will run this project. So it's really a long-term project. I think I will do it after 10 years, not early in this time. But yes, this is something I have in my mind.
That's very good. Excellent. Yeah, when you talked about the Chevening network, yes, Chevening has a very vast network of alumni and current students who are studying in the UK. And the alumni is even, of course, bigger and bigger. I'm also a member of it, and there are occasions, events, connections with one another. So, and now the question is, can you please explain your networks of your professional network, friendly network, or community networks, and how important is your network for you? And very shortly, try to be very concise, please. Thank you.
Okay.
And how will you connect your network with the Chevening network in the future?
Okay, considering the first part at the time, my networks include both obviously personal and professional. Professional one includes my network with my students. I have taught 300 students, because in each year there are 100 medical students. So I have, in this time of year, I have taught 300. So it's a big connection. Wherever they go, they have come from different parts of my country. So it has provided me a connection with them. Secondly, my connection with my colleagues, other workers, As well as as I said, that I am also engaged in the hospital, so I have developed more contacts with the doctors. Even during my internship, I used to work with, I used to work in the public hospital. There I also developed contacts, which actually helped me to get an opportunity in the NGO, as I said in the previous answer. Uh, and there I developed another group of contacts with other psychologists, which led me to another project, and that's how my whole network has built up. Honestly speaking, talking about networking, I never realized its importance until I started working on my own project, and especially drafting my essay. First, I was really confused of what is networking. I have no networks, but when I thought about my whole journey, I realized that networking is really important. I will give you just a small example that when I had to contact to my professors, but obviously I left university in 2019, it was not easy to contact them to become my referee and provide reference letters. Obviously, I had good contacts with them, few of them obviously, so I approached them. It was easy just because I had contacts with them. I used to wish them in new year, or maybe any other moments. I used to just have hello, hi. So this obviously helped me in this journey, and now I know the importance of networks. Considering that, when I will go UK, I will definitely take this opportunity very seriously, because all the way going to another country is not just about getting a degree. Networking is very important, and exposure and connecting with people. Um, it is also important for my professional growth, because I am a psychologist and I need to learn about people. I need to know their cultural values, how they are so much influenced, and how things work. It will obviously develop my own understanding of human psychology and things. And as I said, that there are many goals that require big connection and network. There's another very my sham, you can say another goal which I actually missed, is related to the coaching that I want to provide to students. During this whole process, I have been following many Chevening alumni like you and many others who helped, who are working great. I mean, uh, I used to follow their tips, your tip to write my application. I really got motivated that if I am selected, if I go to abroad for my studies, then I will definitely do the same. I will help other children. Uh, Another reason is that
I have to cut you
okay,
here because we have so many other questions to go.
okay.
Okay, so you talked about the networkings and and how important it is. Definitely, it is. So, because you're also a lecturer, can you tell me your leadership skills? Do you have any example to explain your practiced leadership in the best way possible, and what does it mean to you?
During my this is my first full-time employment, and when I started it, I joined a department of behavior sciences. It was newly established, and at that time there was only me and the other psychiatrist. So only two people were running the whole department. The first and foremost challenge that I faced was that students were not taking the subject very seriously. It was newly established, and medical students usually not take other basics subjects very seriously. So attendance was very low, performance was really poor in the lectures and overall. Um, so what I did, I approached my head, the principal as well, and I discussed my plan regarding teaching methods. Using my knowledge of educational psychology, I did tried few strategies like I introduced presentations, and this is something which is not done in the medicine with the medicine students. I included role plays, video tutorials, more interactive sessions, and small group discussions. It actually helped to increase to get my target achieved. As a result, attendance of students started to increase in my lecture. In fact, they performed really well comparing to the previous records. Even recently, my students have just cleared their exam, and this is the first time that in behavior sciences, students have scored literally 100% result. They have showed 100% result, which has never done before, and they admire my teachers. Students themselves have approached me and told me that we loved your teaching method and you're very different from the other teachers. And this is my target to just to transform or at least modify the traditional teaching method. So this is the challenge. Another challenge during my experience was that there were many students who were suffering from mental disorders, which nobody was aware of. Many students approached me, as I'm a psychologist and their counselor too. So what I did, I made a report that we need a counseling cell. Students need a place where they can easily approach to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I just got the attention from the administration. When I submitted my application, it was under process, and successfully just a few weeks ago, that counseling cell is now established. So this is what I have achieved during this time period. And now we are working over that well-being center or the counseling center, and yeah.
That's good. Okay. Excellent. So now the plans are to go to the UK and to study. So first question is, how did you hear about the Chevening? And have you applied to any other scholarships in other countries as well?
I heard about Chevening from one of my cousins. I knew about Commonwealth, but I never knew about Chevening. So he told me that, okay, one of my colleague has got this Chevening, so why don't you try it? And then I searched and obviously came to know about it. And luckily I was eligible to apply because of my work experience. Yes, I have applied to other scholarships. I have recently applied to Swedish Institute scholarship for global professionals. I have also applied for Holland scholarship. And I am about to apply in the Ireland government scholarship.
Excellent. So do you know the result of those scholarships yet, or are you waiting to get the results?
Yes, I'm waiting for the results. Ireland government scholarship has a deadline of 25th March. So I'm about to apply. I'm working on their essays. The rest, they will display the results by the end of May.
So that's very good to know. And in case if you are selected in those scholarships and you change your mind, you want to go to those scholarships, we highly recommend you to inform Chevening that you don't want to come to Chevening. For example, if you are selected in both platforms and then you don't inform us, there's one seat in your country that will be wasted. Instead of giving it to somebody else, we'll be waiting for you, and then it's okay. So the question is, why Chevening? Why did you also choose Chevening? What does it mean to you? How much do you admire this platform, this program?
First of all, obviously, it is a fully funded scholarship. It literally covers everything. The other scholarships, some are fully funded, but still they do not cover each and everything the way Chevening is covering. Secondly, Chevening will lead me to study in the UK. UK is my top priority among other countries because of its really great education system and the better opportunities, specifically in my field. So I want to study in the UK. That is why I've applied in the Chevening. Thirdly, Chevening is really a big community. As I said, that my career goals, they're not just limited to myself. I am really passionate to work towards the mental health of my community or my people, in fact, worldwide. So I really need a big platform, an opportunity which can help me to achieve my goals in a short period of time and in a better way. So that is why I have chosen.
That's very good. So we have a very short and limited time left. So we will go through the next 3 questions. So the first question, which is very important, is the universities that you have selected. You just name the university, for example, university this and this subject and why, very shortly.
Okay. I have selected 3 universities till now. My top priority is Durham University. It has really, the course I have applied is MSc Cognitive Neuroscience. Why Durham? Because there are several reasons. First of all, it's among the top 100 universities of the world. And when I searched for specifically for psychology, then it is among the top 10 in the UK. Then when I started searching about the courses, it has this was exactly what I wanted to study, so I just instantly selected the university. Secondly, it is really a beautiful city, a lot of greenery, beautiful architecture. These things obviously influence have an influence while making a decision like that.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes. So second university that I would go for is University of Edinburgh. I have not received their response yet. But that would be my definitely a second choice, as it's among the top 16 universities of the world, and really, really beautiful university, and has a best education system as well as the research skills. And the third one is the University of Kent. Why Kent? When I talked to their, joined their virtual open days, I talked to their administration, faculty, alumni. I talked to a few people. They were very supportive, very friendly. Second, it has really great number of international students in the UK. So obviously it will provide me a really comfortable environment, I guess. While in the Durham, obviously, this is, the diversity is not that much comparing to Kent. But still it would be my first priority because of the course and the education system and the ranking, overall place, university and all.
Excellent choices. Yeah, they are very good universities. And can you tell me what's your greatest strengths and weakness or weaknesses?
There's a long list. How much I should tell you about how many strengths and weaknesses?
The greatest, the one.
The greatest,
each
the only
category.
one.
Yeah, yeah. In each
Okay,
category, only one.
My greatest strength is that I'm very determined. If I decide something, first of all, I take time to make decision. I never take decision very quickly. I analyze. I really do my homework before taking any decision. But once I take it, then I never give up. I have never given up in my entire life in any stage. So I think this is very important. Consistency, determination is very important in life, whether it's professional or personal. My weakness, I would say that I am very lazy. I do things in a very really slow. If I talk about whether eating or cooking or even working or reading, writing, whatever I do it really slowly. I used to call slow motion in my college. So that has put me in trouble many times, because obviously I work very slow. It really gives me a lot of stress. Anyhow, I have always managed to complete before the deadline, because this whole process has led me explore myself, that I can I work better under pressure, because when there's a deadline really close to me, my brain starts to work quickly, which normally doesn't. So yeah, this is the only weakness I think I really want to change.
Yeah, and when you are in the UK, as I already said, there are a lot of stresses, and you are alone. And student life is that you have to take care of your classes, attend the classes, cook for yourself. Probably you have to cook, otherwise the money is not enough for you to have takeaways every day. And you need to take care of the slow motion thing. Okay, and the last question, why do you deserve, or why do you think you deserve this scholarship? Because there are many people from your country, so why should the panel select you?
First of all, as Chevening has a vision and a mission to select leaders. So I think leaders and who have ability to build a network. Considering that, technically, I think I fulfill their vision, and I'm a suitable candidate for that. And secondly, being a Chevening alumni, I will be an asset for the whole group, because I will be able to contribute in the webinars, in the workshops as a psychologist or a career counselor. Using these skills are not and not everybody has this knowledge and skill. Everybody is doing great, but still, using my knowledge and skill, I think I can really make a big difference. Secondly, being a female psychologists who have come from really small city, obviously have a great impact on other females. I will obviously motivate them to have dreams, work for them, be determined. As a result, I think it will help to increase the percentage of female applicants, which is I was watching the interview of one British High Commissioner, a spokesperson of Pakistan, that she was telling that 5 years back it was just 6%, which has increased to 60% female applicants, the ratio of female applicants in Pakistan. So I think if other females will see that, okay, there's another successful, independent woman who has achieved a lot and who is now telling us to do something, people relate with you a lot, and it will obviously influence them and motivate them to apply for the Chevening. And also I think contribute in the increase of female applicants for the Chevening.
Very good. And the last question, because as you said, people will see you and then they definitely follow you and you inspire them like a role model. So do you have your role model as well, if any, and who is he or she, and what have you learned from your role model?
The role models, I would say, not exactly role models, but yes, there are a few people who have inspired me a lot. There's one dermatologist in Pakistan named Dr. Fazila Abbasi. She's a well-renowned dermatologist. I am inspired by her because I can relate with her. She was a topper. I have always been my topper. She got scholarship from HEC Pakistan and then went to the UK, did her education specialization, and then came back. She's now running her own clinic of skin and related to skin-related treatments, advanced treatments, laser treatments. She has a big network in the UK and in different countries. So when I look at her, I feel like, okay, if she can achieve something. My goals are almost similar, related to my field, obviously, but they are technically similar. Like her, I want to have my own clinic and all. So I can relate with her, and somehow she inspires me a lot.
Thank you very much. The questions are completed. So do you have any question to ask from the panel? If it's left to ask, you think there's an important issue that you want to talk about and we haven't asked about it?
I have just one question, that as Chevening, obviously, it says that when you have to come back to your country and serve for a minimum 2 years. So what if in those 2 years, or maybe in the second year, I get an opportunity to do my doctorate abroad? For example, I get a scholarship and I get selected for PhD in, for example, my second year. Will I be able to leave, or will I have still to complete those 2 years in my country?
Well, definitely, the rules are changing every now and then. And first of all, from now on, you have the opportunity even to stay in the UK for 2 years after your graduation. You can work in the UK. You can apply to work visa, and you will be permitted only for 2 years. And the reason is that you work in the same field. Probably when you return to your country, the same rule applies. The most important thing is that you continue working in your field. Okay, this is good. We are done with this interview. Thank you very much for your time. Everything was very good. The panel will review the questions definitely, and all the other applicants as well, interviewees. And then the panel will very soon announce the results who are going to be the winners from your country. We wish you best of luck and success, and we wish you win this scholarship as well. Wow, that was an amazing interview. I hope you have learned a lot through these interviews, mock interviews. And if you want to participate in the mock interview, please check the comments in the description below or the comments, I will share it. If you have any questions, please write it in the comments. If you have your own experiences, please write it in the comments. Of course, each interview is different. If you have a different experience, definitely again write in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and learn more about Chevening Scholarship. Have a good day. Bye-bye.